Hello dear students, welcome back to EduHunt video lecture series. And we have been discussing about the neural control and coordination. How the nerve impulse carried out and how the signals are getting and transmitted. And the structures, what are the structures involved in this neural control and coordination. All these things will be discussed in detail in this concept. Anyway, we have finished the introductory part. Now, we have to discuss about the brain because brain is the important organ of the body for any organism, for any higher organism. It is compulsory that the brain should have in contact with other organs like systems, circulatory system, respiratory system, digestive, like that. All the systems of the body are in connection and under the control of the brain. Let us see the main part that is playing a crucial role in neural control and coordination, that is brain. We have seen a frog brain, dorsal and ventral view. Now let us see human brain. Human brain can be differentiated into various regions or parts like forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. The forebrain, that the major part or the first part of the brain is cerebrum. Cerebral hemispheres form the cerebrum. That is the cerebrum. And then brain stem. Brain stem consists of pons and medulla oblongata. And the next region of the brain is cerebellum. And these are the three main regions that form the brain. Let us see the diagram of the brain. It is the diagram showing different regions of the brain, and we can differentiate the brain into different lobes like frontal lobe. Frontal lobe, it is the frontal lobe, and parietal lobe, it is the parietal lobe, and occipital lobe and temporal lobe. These are the four main lobes of the brain. And along with the cerebrum, there are two different parts of the brain like midbrain. The brain stem consists of already mentioned pons and medulla oblongata. And the third region is the cerebellum. Cerebrum, midbrain and cerebellum are the major regions of the brain. The brain has cerebrum as the primary and the forebrain part, and this consists of two halves called two hemispheres. They are the cerebral hemispheres. Two cerebral hemispheres, and each hemisphere is again differentiated into four lobes. We have seen all the four lobes, that is frontal lobe, parietal lobe and occipital lobe and then temporal lobe. These are the 4 lobes of cerebrum. The cerebral hemispheres consist of the 4 lobes. The first lobe, that is the frontal lobe, FL, present towards the forehead region. Here, it is present in this region. And remember that brain is protected in a box called, yes, you are right, that is cranium. Parietal lobe. Next lobe is the parietal lobe. It is present towards the middle part of the brain, mid part of the brain, and that is cerebrum. Temporal lobe, that is close to the ear, that is like temporal lobe. It is the temporal lobe. In a different color I'll show. This is the temporal lobe. This lobe is very close to the ear. This is a temporal lobe which is close to the ear. And occipital lobe, that is near to the posterior part of the cerebrum. And then these lobes have been named after the name of the cranial bones. And our skull consists of 22 bones. Skull is made up of, the entire skull is made up of 22 bones. Out of 22, the cranium that is, cranium is formed by 8 bones. Cranium is formed by 8 bones that form the cranial are called the cranial bones. And based on the name of the bone, they were named like that. The boundaries of these lobes are marked by deep structures called fissures, deep fissures called the sulci. Singular is sulcus. Sulcus is a fissure-like structure, that is a groove-like structure. We can see in the picture, yeah, this is the groove. These are called the sulci. Sulci, and singular is sulcus, and these fissures they demarcate one from other. This is the deep sulcus. Yes, this is the sulcus. This is the sulcus, which demarcates the one lobe from the other. They were named, the bones, the lobes were named after the cranial bones present in the cranium. And there are ridges and furrows in the brain. The ridges are called the gyri, and the grooves or furrows are known as the sulci. And in each lobe of the cerebrum, to increase the ridges, what is the purpose of this ridge and furrow? What is the purpose? The purpose is, if they show these foldings, they increase the surface area to accommodate more number of nerve cells. Nerve cells are the units of nervous system. They carry the signals. They carry out the entire process, that is nerve impulse. They conduct the nerve impulse from one place to another. They are very, very important. If the number of nerves, neurons are more, if they can conduct quickly. So, more to accommodate a more number of neurons in the brain, they show the ridges called the gyri and furrows called the sulci in each lobe of the cerebrum. These are present in every lobe, that is parietal lobe, frontal lobe, and temporal, occipital. All the lobes have these ridges and furrows. The outer portion of the cerebrum, which is thick, that is about 2 to 4 millimeter in thickness, that is present in the outer side of the cerebrum. It consists of gray matter and it is called the neocortex. In mammals, it is called neocortex, and in frog, it is called just cortex. In frog, it is called cortex. The gray matter of the frog, of the cerebrum, is called the cortex, and gray matter of mammal is called the cerebral gray matter is called, it is neocortex. The two cerebral hemispheres are internally connected with the help of transverse bands. They are myelinated nerve fibers called the corpus callosum. Corpus callosum are the myelinated fibers which connect both the hemispheres, cerebral hemispheres. And this band is present in the brain of all eutherian mammals. Eutherian mammals are including human being. We belong to eutheria. There are different classes in mammals like prototheria, eutheria and metatheria. Egg-laying mammals like echidna, ornithorhynchus, they belong to prototheria. And in metatheria, kangaroos, they have a marsupium, a pouch, abdominal pouch in which the young ones, the infants accommodate in the, infants are carried out in the bags like pouches called the marsupium in metatheria. And in eutheria, as we belong to eutheria, in eutheria the brain consists of this kind of structure. What we are explaining is a eutherian mammal brain. This band is present in eutherian mammals. That means our brain consists of this band. What is this band? Corpus callosum. What is a corpus callosum? This is myelinated fibrous transverse bands, fibers. It's only fibrous connective tissue. This forms a connection between two cerebral hemispheres. Especially these are seen in eutherian mammals, including human being. And the anterior part of this band is called the genu, and the posterior band is called the splenium. Genu is the anterior part of the band and the posterior part is called the splenium. These are the, remember these two words, genu and the splenium. These are the two parts of the band, connective band, corpus callosum. Corpus callosum has two parts, genu, which is the anterior part, and the posterior part, the splenium. There are two important nuclei or the ganglia in the forebrain, that is front brain, and then they are differentiated into basal ganglia and limbic system. These are the two nuclei or the ganglia present in the forebrain. We have seen that there are forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain are the regions of the brain. If we take the forebrain, the nuclei or the ganglia present in the forebrain are the basal ganglia and the limbic system. Let us see the basal ganglia. They consist of two main structures, the corpus striatum, and that is the biggest nucleus of the basal ganglion, and the red nucleus. These are the two main structures present in the basal ganglion. Basal ganglion, what is basal ganglion? The ganglion of the, or the nuclei of the forebrain. One of the nuclei of the forebrain is basal ganglia, and this basal ganglia consists of two structures. One is the corpus striatum and the second is the red nucleus. Next one is the limbic system, and this limbic system, it is fork-like neural link between the cerebrum and the brainstem. That is, the cerebrum is the front brain or the forebrain, and the brainstem, mid part of the brain, that consists of medulla oblongata. And these two parts of the brain are in connection with each other, and this connection is brought about by limbic system. It is a fork-like connection neural link. Limbic system is the fork-like connection. It is established by the limbic system between the cerebrum, that is the forebrain, and the brainstem. And next is it is named, and it is preferred over rhinencephalon. So it is rhinencephalon is the name given to the brain, to part of the brain. We have seen that diencephalon, rhinencephalon, like that. So limbic system is given to this part. This name is preferred over rhinencephalon because it is apt for this region, limbic system, because limb-like, and they establish a joint or the connection link between the cerebrum and the brainstem. That is why it is apt. And nose brain, rhino means rhino, that is related to nose. And the limbic system includes limbic lobes, hippocampal lobe, and a part of thalamus, hypothalamus, and amygdala. Amygdala is what we called almond. Prunus amygdalus is the name of almond plant. So from that, amygdala is almond-like structure, and it is almond shaped structure, like this, almond. Anyway, the limbic system includes the lobes, like limbic lobes, and also hippocampal lobe and a part of thalamus, hypothalamus, and amygdala. Now, the amygdala lobe is an almond shaped structure at the end of the tail of the caudate nucleus. Caudate nucleus. We have seen the nucleus, that is two nuclei, that is basal ganglia and limbic system. And in the limbic system itself, there is the caudate nuclei. Caudate means tail region. Caudal region means tail, ending part. It controls especially the mood, like emotions, anger, emotional behavior, like fear, and also aggression. All these emotions are controlled by this part, that is caudate nucleus. Caudate nucleus is we are discussing about one structure, one part of the brain, that is cerebrum. So these are all the structure parts of cerebrum. So the cerebrum is ultimately controlling our emotions. Keep in your mind. So aggressive behavior, emotional behavior, and also fear, all these, anger, all these emotions are controlled by this part of the brain, that is tail of caudate nucleus, that is present in the limbic system, especially in the amygdala lobe, that is almond shaped structure in the limbic system. The limbic system also consists of lobes. We have mentioned here the limbic lobes, hippocampal lobe, and a part of the thalamus, hypothalamus, and amygdala. And amygdala is the almond-like structure which controls the mood, that is emotional behavior of the person. And then the hippocampal lobe. Hippocampal lobe converts short-term memory and into long-term memory. That is, if it is healthier, then we can remember the things for a longer time. It also deals with smell. It also deals with the smell, that is olfactory related to somewhat a smell, nose. Anyway, hippocampal lobe, it converts the short-term memory into long-term, because if it is healthier, we can remember things for a long time, and it also deals with the smell. With this, we have finished our session. In the next session, we'll be dealing with the other parts of the brain and other structures of the brain. Up to now, we have discussed about the one part of the brain, that is cerebrum. Let us see the functions of the cerebrum and then we'll finish the session. Functions, the frontal lobe. We have seen the frontal, parietal, occipital and then temporal lobe. 4 lobes are present in the cerebrum, and the first lobe is the frontal lobe. It is the center of the knowledge and also wisdom, reasoning and also judgment, logical thinking and also creativity. The point of creativity is in the frontal lobe, that is present in the cerebrum. So, intelligence, logical reasoning and also logical thinking and ideas and also dreams, all these things are connected to the frontal lobe region of the cerebrum. Remember this. And it also indicates a person's willpower and also personality. So, this is the functions of one of the functions of cerebrum, that is frontal lobe. And then temporal lobe. Temporal lobe has olfactory area, that is related to smell and for smell, and also auditory area. Olfactory is smell and auditing is hearing. And the occipital lobe is the area of vision and visual interpretations. And in the next session, we'll discuss few more functions of other parts of cerebrum. Goodbye.